At Bow News Network, we are serious about the weather. Are you ready? Your Bow to the Weather report starts now. Welcome back to Bow News Network. We are actually tracking Tropical Cyclone 3 as well as Tropical Storm Delores. It almost appears as if there is a double whammy of two storms that are going to be inundating the not only the area of the continental United States but also Mexico. We're actually going to take a closer look at this time and to see exactly the impact of these two tropical disturbances. As we go to our live feed here, we can actually see the motion of that system that is actually moving in the region of southeastern Louisiana, as well as the region of Alabama, as well as Mississippi and Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, this system is going to bring a significant amount of rainfall. There are some estimates up to a foot of rainfall in the region. We do have some estimates as far as what's going to actually happen, but we can see based on the projections here, and the projections that we had for our previous forecast are pretty much holding true at this time. We do see significant activity as this system makes its way through into the Gulf states, Gulf Coast area. We can see from our Doppler radar also that this system is pretty widespread, and it's going to bring a significant amount of rainfall to the region of Mobile, Alabama, as well as New Orleans, as well as other areas, Gulfport. We are relying on data coming in from the Grand Isle, Louisiana spot, as far as taking a closer look at high tide, low tide, the impact of the storm surge, possibly coastal flooding. We anticipate that there is without any kind of doubt that there's going to be coastal flooding simply because of the low-lying terrain of this area. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mobile, Alabama will receive severe and significant rainfall in a very, very short period of time, and it's going to be impacting the region. Residents should prepare for significant coastal flooding, and it has actually been issued by the National Hurricane Center for possibly life-threatening flash flooding in the region. If we take a closer look at the system, it is pretty widespread, and it's pretty much lining up where we anticipated that it would make landfall, somewhere between Biloxi, Mississippi, and Mobile, Alabama. And it's going to bring a significant amount of rainfall right throughout the southeast. Even Delores now is anticipated to significantly increase in strength to the possibility of hurricane strength before it impacts the west central coast of Mexico. States such as Guerrero and Jalisco in Mexico should anticipate life-threatening flash flooding as well as severe rainfall in the region. We can take a look at what's actually happening on our illustration here. We can see definitely what's actually happening. Here we have what's called a double whammy, that we're actually tracking two storms at the same time, Tropical Cyclone 3 as well as Tropical Storm Delores, and we can see that there's a very, very well distinct definition of structure for Tropical Storm Delores as it prepares to make landfall somewhere along the west central coast of Mexico. It is going to bring a significant amount of rainfall. Maximum sustained winds are close between 40 to 45 miles per hour with respect to Tropical Storm Delores. And then for Tropical Cyclone 3, we are seeing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. It's picked up a little bit of speed. It's actually moving at about 16 miles per hour northbound. So it's actually picked up a little bit of speed. Whether it will intensify or not, we'll have to wait and see. But we do see very, very distinct structure now as far as cyclonic formation. And keep in mind too, these are not the only weather systems that we have to be concerned about. We're also worried about the regions of Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and even western Pennsylvania for very, very severe storm activity with scattered thunderstorms with the likelihood of large size hail as well as strong gusting winds. But for the time being, we are looking at Tropical Cyclone 3 as well as Tropical Storm Delores. And the residents of Mexico should prepare for hurricane strength winds. It is anticipated that it could strengthen and become a low level hurricane, possibly before it makes landfall sometime on Saturday evening. But it's a very, very dire situation, especially with respect to Mexico, because of the potential intensification of that tropical storm being upgraded to a hurricane strength. So we definitely are going to be watching it there. And then, of course, with the tropical cyclone Delores, it's going to increase the likelihood of flash flood advisories throughout the entire southeast. Because keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, this area has been completely inundated with a lot of severe thunderstorm activity, a lot of hail, um, even touchdown of funnel clouds as well as tornadoes in the region. There's been a lot of severe weather activity in the region of the Gulf Coast states for this time of year. The sea surface temperatures of the Gulf of Mexico are somewhere between 83 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit, well in the zone of really helping to strengthen any kind of disturbance in that region into a potential tropical storm and then possibly a hurricane. And this area has been well versed in responding to very, very severe weather with just the episodes of severe weather for the 2020 hurricane season in the region of Lake Charles, also New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, eastern Texas. The residents of that region are just well versed in severe flooding. We're still haunted by a lot of the imagery of severe flooding from the 2020 hurricane season, going all the way out to the sea, into the center of town, and all the way through inland. So there's a lot of potential for severe flash flooding in the region of New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette. Tropical Cyclone 3 should not be underestimated simply because of the level of low level moisture in the region, coupled with the fact that even as it makes its way off into the Atlantic sometime on Monday, the area will still be saturated with significant thunderstorm activity, as you can see based on the projections going into Monday, early Monday morning, that there will be more thunderstorm activity hanging around the region of New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Lafayette, as well as the lower Tennessee Valley, as well as the Ohio Valley. So we are really concerned about the situation there, and we will continue to monitor and track the storm as it makes its way inland. Rest assured, here at Bow News Network, we will continue to update you with the latest information as far as what's actually happening with the storm. We do see local spotted reports of tropical storm winds and gusts in the region of Grand Isle, as well as other areas, as this system makes landfall somewhere between New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama, around the area of Biloxi, Mississippi, we anticipate. But we're going to continue to monitor this system. By all means, residents at this time should be definitely making preparations for severe thunderstorm activity, possibly large size hail, coupled with strong gusting winds. And we can see from the latest advisories from NOAA, we can see that just in the color zone alone, Mobile, Alabama could receive 10 to 15 inches of rain in a very, very short period of time as the system makes its way through. And the surrounding regions are going to be possibly Montgomery, Alabama, Um, that area will probably receive somewhere between 6 to 10 inches of rain, and as the system makes its way up into Georgia, Augusta, and Atlanta should prepare for a lot of rain in a very short period of time. It's going to really drench 6 or 7 states by the time it's done with making its way through the southeast. So this is definitely a system that could bring a lot of flash flooding, possibly life-threatening flash flooding to some zones, depending on the level of severity of previous storms. So we're definitely monitoring the situation. We're very concerned about what's actually going to be happening with the area, and we will continue to help you get ready for the storm as it makes its way through the area. Do keep in mind that we constantly monitor the situation with these storms, and we will be bringing the latest information to you as soon as we get it from the National Hurricane Center for the next update. So this is basically the 4 p.m. CDT time update for Tropical Storm Delores, as well as Tropical Cyclone 3. And we're actually taking a really close look to see what we can do as far as getting the latest information to you, so you are definitely in the know as the systems make their way inland, impacting life, property, and so forth. So as always, please remember to bow to the weather, and always remember to stay tuned to our latest updates. Try to bring you the latest information directly from the Storm Prediction Center as far as the path of these storms and what to expect if you live in that region. If they're going to be with severe storms of this nature, there's always a possibility of tornadoes touching down. So definitely we want to make sure that we bring you the latest information so that you can stay in the know, and see what you need to do as far as protecting yourself going forward. So we do appreciate you for tuning in to Bow News Network, another coverage, our ongoing coverage of these Tropical Cyclone 3, as well as Tropical Storm Delores, and we do appreciate all of our subscribers tuning in to Bow News Network. We will continue to monitor storms. Stay tuned for additional updates, and we'll see the level of severity as these systems probably are going to make landfall around the same time, the way it looks at this time. So definitely stay tuned for the latest coverage of these storms as they make their way inland, and always make sure to click that notification bell so you get the latest updates going forward. So thank you for subscribing to Bow News Network, and make sure that you stay tuned to our latest updates so you can stay ahead of the storm and prepare for what is in store. Thank you so much.